You know, one of the most powerful things in the world is wanting to have your family close. And for so many people in Australia, that means finding a way to bring your parents over for more than just a quick holiday. So let's dive right into it. Today, we're breaking down a visa designed for exactly that purpose, the Sponsored Parent Temporary Visa, Subclass 870. So let's just start with the main question here, right? Do you want your parents to be able to stay with you in Australia for a really long time? I'm not talking about a few weeks here and there, but for years at a time. If you're nodding your head right now, then you are in the right place, because the Australian government has created a specific pathway to help bridge that distance. And this is it, the Subclass 870. Now, the name says temporary, but as you're about to see, temporary can actually mean a very, very long time. The whole idea behind this visa is to let parents of Australian citizens, permanent residents, or certain New Zealand citizens come and live with their families for a really significant stretch. Okay, now before you even start thinking about your parents' visa application, there is a huge first step that absolutely has to happen. It all starts with sponsorship. And let me be clear, this isn't optional. It's the very foundation of this entire process. So who gets to be a sponsor? Well, the rules here are crystal clear. You, the child, have to be an Australian citizen, a permanent resident, or an eligible New Zealand citizen. But the most crucial thing to remember is right there on the screen. Your sponsorship application has to be fully approved before your parent can even hit submit on their visa application. It's a strict sequence, and if you get the order wrong, the whole thing just grinds to a halt. All right, so once that sponsorship is approved and locked in, the spotlight shifts. Now it's time for your parent to take the stage. This is their part of the journey, the actual visa application. And really, you can think of it as a two-part dance. Step 1, you, the child, get approved as a sponsor. Step 2, your parent takes that approval and applies for their visa online. It's a 1-2 punch. You can't skip a step. But there is a clock ticking in the background. And believe me, you have to take this clock seriously. As soon as that sponsorship is approved, your parent has a 6-month window to get their visa application in. But, and this is really important, if they happen to get permission to apply while they're already in Australia, that window shrinks a lot, down to just 60 days. These are hard deadlines you absolutely do not want to miss. All right, let's get down to the practical stuff. The two questions that are on everyone's mind: how long can they actually stay, and what's it going to cost? So you basically have two main options to choose from. You can go for a visa that lasts for up to 3 years, or you can opt for the longer one, which goes for up to 5 years. And as you can probably guess, the longer stay comes with a higher price tag from the government. Let's look at the first one. For the 3-year visa option, you're looking at a government application fee of 6,070 Australian dollars. And if you want to double that time and go for the full 5 years, the cost also doubles, coming in at $12,140. It's a pretty big investment, but it's for that long-term peace of mind. Okay, so the visa's granted, the tickets are booked, and your parent is here. What now? What does life in Australia actually look like for them? It's just as important to understand the rules of living here as it is to get the application right. So what's life like on this visa? Well, the main benefit, the reason people go for this, is that long uninterrupted stay. We're talking 3 or 5 years at a time. That means no more stressful airport goodbyes every few months. You can actually settle in and live together. And what's more, it's not a one-time deal. You can reapply later on. But, and you really need to hear this, there is a hard limit. The maximum time a parent can stay in Australia on these visas, all added up, is 10 years. So it's a fantastic solution, but it isn't a direct path to permanent residence. And now for the single most important rule of this visa, and there is zero wiggle room here. Your parent cannot work in Australia, period. This visa does not come with work rights. It is purely for visiting and spending time with family, nothing else. Whew. Okay, that was a lot of information, I know. So how do you take all of this and actually turn it into a clear plan for your family? Let's boil it all down to the absolute essentials. Okay, here's your checklist. First things first, make sure the child is eligible to be a sponsor. Step 2, get that sponsorship application started. It has to come first. Step 3, be ready to go with the parent's online visa application the moment sponsorship is approved. Remember those deadlines. Step 4, weigh the costs and decide if the 3-year or 5-year option is right for you. And finally, never ever forget, no working allowed. And that really brings us to the final big picture thought. This visa is a wonderful, fantastic tool for bringing families together for really long stretches. But with that 10-year total cap and the strict no work rule, the question you have to ask yourselves is this: Is this temporary visa the right long-term solution for your family's future in Australia? That's definitely something to think about.